Okay, this is example 4 from section 2.2, and we are given a quadratic function, and it tells us that x is the arrow's horizontal distance, and it's wanting to know what is the maximum height. Well, we know it's going to be a max because we can look at this a value. A is negative 5 thousandths, B is 2, and C is 5. So I know that this parabola is going to open down, and that gives it a max. So I just need to find the vertex, and so I'm going to use that axis of symmetry. I'm going to use my x equals negative b over 2a to find that x value. So I'm going to plug in what I know. It looks like I've got a negative 2 over 2 times a negative 5 thousandths. And that's going to simplify to x equals 200. So I know my vertex is going to be 200 and then something. So I just need to figure out what that something is. And I go back to my function and I can just plug in 200. So I've got, I'm going to plug in 200 squared there, and then I have plus 2 times 200, and then plus 5. Okay, and when you plug that in, I think you should get 205. So check that. You can also, of course, if you were able to use your calculator, plug that in and calculate a value that way. But what that means is my max is 205 feet. Well, then it asks, find the horizontal distance that the arrow travels before it hits the ground. So if you look at your, coordinate plane, the parabola is going to keep going down. But since this word problem, it's going to hit the ground. Well, the ground is when y is 0. So you can plug in 0 for y and just solve this. And so you have a few options. I probably would just use quadratic formula, and since I'm dealing with decimals and things like that, so I've got x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is going to be 4 minus 4a c all over 2a. So you're going to get two values, of course. One of your values, notice, should be, I'm going to go ahead and simplify this. So you've got negative 2 plus or minus, I think this will simplify to 4.1. I should check my math. Over a negative 100th. Then you're going to get your two solutions, but keep in mind it's asking find the horizontal distance that the arrow travels before it hits the ground. So say this is what your picture looks like. The arrow's going up and then it hits the ground. So you should be getting the one that's reasonable, as x is approximately 402.48